Okay, today we're going to make spring rolls, and I have several things that we're going to place in our spring rolls. We have watercress, we have bean sprouts, I even have some green onions that are cut up really thin here. I have some fresh kale lettuce, and I have some cabbage. So there's a variety of different things that we're going to use inside of our spring rolls today. I also have some chicken that I've already cooked and seasoned with a little garlic chili sauce and some soy sauce and some ginger and sesame seeds. So we have that as well. And then I have a container here. It's just got some warm water in it. And that's what I'm going to put the rice paper in. I have the square rice paper that I'm going to use today. I haven't used that before. So hopefully my spring rolls come out looking pretty nice with the square paper. And I also have some vermicelli. It's always nice when you get a spring roll and you've got a little vermicelli in there. It makes it nice and helps you to have that full feeling with a spring roll. It's so light. So we're going to get started with these spring rolls. Okay, I'm going to grab one of these sheets, and you got to work kind of fast with it. So I'm going to just dump it in the water and let it get nice and moist there. You don't want it to break, to make sure that it is going to stay kind of wet. It doesn't take that long. You just run it through the water just a few times, and then it'll become very, 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 very easy to work with and handle. So let's see here. I think it's just about ready. So I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to place it on my plate. And I'll move this on the side so you can see what I'm doing. So I have it here on the plate, just kind of space it out, and I'm going to begin to layer everything. You can layer it however you want to layer it. So I'm going to put some of the watercress in it. That's real pretty, and nice thing about this, you'll be able to see it all through the paper. I'll put a few little bean sprouts. You don't want to put too much of everything because you do have to roll it and fold it up. So put some green onions on there, nice fresh green onions. Put a little cabbage for some extra crunch there. And then I am also going to use, let's put a little bit more cabbage. I'm going to use some of this. This is my kale, fresh kale here. Put some of that in. And we're going to use some of our, probably just tear it off, vermicelli. Just pile that on. It's always nice when you get the vermicelli in there. And then take a few pieces of the chicken and just layer it right there. So you can get some protein in here, you know. And it's pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick the paper up. It's really thin. And you're going to keep everything as tight as possible. You're rolling it. And then also you want to take the ends and kind of fold it over once you start rolling. And just keep folding and folding and folding and folding and folding. And there you go. You got a spring roll. I'm going to take these and just put these on the side. Let me grab a plate. And I'll just put it over here. We're going to do a few more. These are pretty easy to make. Don't ever be intimidated by that. You go to these nice little restaurants and they have the spring rolls. Again, I'm going to submerge it in the water. Some warm water. You don't want it to be too hot, but nice and warm so it gets it, the paper kind of soft here. But you want it to be soft, but not too soft, so it's manageable for you. And then you'll kind of know when you've gotten it, where it's kind of like limp. And it'll continue to get soft even after you take it out of there. So just spread it out on the paper, on your plate. And proceed to do it again. So let's put some watercress in there. Add some of our bean sprouts, like that extra crunch there. and put some of the cabbage in. And then get some of our vermicelli. It's always nice when you have a little bit of that vermicelli in there. Again, it helps with that fullness, helps you to feel kind of full, and it's hearty. And then you're going to take some of your chicken, put some of the chicken in there. Now what I'm going to do is just pick the paper up, and you be careful because you can tear your paper. Oops, almost forgot my kale. So just layer some of the kale in there. It's real pretty too when you roll it and you've got the kale showing. So let's take this. We're going to make sure we got all our ingredients in there. We're going to just grab it and fold it. Just roll it in. Take our sides and close the sides up on each side. Just fold it in. There we go. Another spring roll. It'll take me a minute, but I'm going to get through all of these spring rolls. I am attending a picnic today at my church. It's part of a connect group. We have connect groups, and at the end of the period where we meet with our connect groups before we take a little break, we have a get-together and celebration at the church. And so normally I would bring something like a sweet dessert, but today I'm going to do something a little fresh for outdoors, and I decided to make some spring rolls. It'll surprise everybody, you know. And I'm hoping that we will all get to enjoy these wonderful, delicious, fresh spring rolls. Okay, again, I'm going to layer some of the watercress on. These are so pretty. They look really nice, you know, when you do them. Put some of the bean sprouts, some of the green onions. Might have forgot those on the last set. Put a little cabbage in there, some extra crunch. I want to use my kale, some baby kale, and I'll use some of my vermicelli rice noodles, which are really good. Let's take a little bit of those off. I know it looks like it's just all piled up here. And the nice thing about spring rolls, it doesn't have to be perfect on the inside. But once you get that crunch in there, it's really good. And add some chicken. Okay. Now I am going to pick it up on the ends and just begin to roll it. I'm not adding any additional sauce on the inside right now because I've seasoned the meat really good. And I'm going to use a sauce on the outside for dipping if they decide that they want to dip it. So we're going to just roll it. And voila, got another spring roll. You can see how nice that is. You've got all the green showing, and when you bite into it, it's just going to get a real big crunch. And that's about it. So I'm going to wrap these up, continue on with that, go on over to the picnic, and surprise everybody with some spring rolls. Hope you enjoyed this video. And have an amazing day.